Robo-Judge.
Robo-Judge.
The quality system kind of changed the way the drivers have to attack the course. Incredibly unforgiving system.
What just happened?
Matt Field, he's going to apply the pressure. I feel like this is Field's season, man. He just seems to be in a cool, calm place.
Long Beach, the start of the season. It's been a while since I qualified. I'm so excited that they brought it back, and I'm even more excited to figure out this robot judge. I think my whole thing is mental toughness, doing stuff that you don't want to do. I am currently doing everything that I possibly can to be the best me. I think if you constantly think about what you don't have and what the things that you do need to do and what the other guy next to you is doing and how am I going to perform and all of those things, that's where you dig yourself into a spiral. So I'm just big on focusing on what I can control and letting the things that I can't control go, and doing the best that I possibly can. That's it. If I know that I gave it my all, then I can comfortably sleep at night. And that's absolutely how I prepare for the start of the season. Between kind of working on my mental toughness and actually driving and training behind the wheel, those are the two things that I feel like I have done more of than any year this year preparing for the season.
A lot of eyeballs on Matt Field on does he have what it takes to be a champion? Never get married to that big championship trophy.
Professional race car drivers get paid to drive a race car. But in the drifting world, most of the drivers have a strong social media presence. Most of them have their own businesses, whether it be working on cars or selling clothes or shops or whatever it might be. There are true professionals in Formula Drift, for sure, getting paid to go racing, but it's definitely more than that. When you're somebody like me who has a business that's shaped around drifting, right? Drift Cave Motorsports, the shop, and you have the motorsports business, right? Us going racing and the cars and all the things. Every dollar absolutely counts, for sure. So we're very fortunate that we have the partners that we have. This year, unbelievable. When I pitched the wrapping of the trailer and the new canopy and all of that to Borla, and kind of extending my hand out saying that this relationship is going to be extended for another 2 years, so 3 years, including this year, for them to agree means everything. That basically makes my season possible. It allows me to go racing, and all of the other partners that are working with us at the same time are all equally as important, but having that title, that brand, that a place of belonging, right? That is like the biggest weight lifted off your shoulder. And for me, I at least got 3 years of focused and doing the best that I possibly can for Borla. And all I can tell you is that I am more prepared to chase this championship than I ever have been. There's nothing that I haven't done to give myself the best chance to win.
The introduction of the digital scoring system alongside of our 3 judges. There's a lot of unknowns this season.
I believe it's the most amount of change we've seen in a single year between, as you said, venues, even, us now being on Racer, like massive, massive changes, all for the best of the sport. And yeah, super stoked that we get to be a part of this year because, man, it's so much to take in.
Breaker 19, check the sign of the time when I die. Dig up my dead body, here's what you find funk from that sinister deep in my rotted bones, in my mouth, no deep in my head, that's silver tone. Breaker 19, check the sign of the time when I die. Dig up my dead body, deep in my rotted bones, in my mouth, no deep in my head, that's silver tone. Breaker 19, check the sign of the time when I die. Dig up my dead body, here's what you find funk from that sinister deep in my rotted bones, in my mouth, no deep in my head, that's silver tone.
Practice is going great, knocking off laps, making adjustments, becoming better, feeling amazing. And then I did a run and I'm like, as soon as I finished the run, the car was like, wow, revving for me. And this is a drive-by-wire car, so there's always like the instance where the throttle body could be freaking out and doing its own thing, but this just seemed weird. And then I remembered, I've had this feeling before. I know what this is. This is a runaway nitrous solenoid stuck open. So I powered the whole car down as soon as possible. Luckily, it was as I was crossing the finish line, and I'm like, oh no, this is no good. That was a good session. Very good session. Some weird stuff here and there. I hate this, but we had a nitrous solenoid stick open. It's only ever happened one time to me, and it hurt the engine. I think we got really lucky that when I noticed that it was kind of sticking the whole run, but when I noticed, I shut the car off completely so it wasn't trying to run away. But man, scary for sure. Sorry. I think we got lucky, but we need some stuff to check out. But either way, that was a killer session. It was sick. It was a sick run. Yep. Yeah, Eddie. Good session. Good. Yeah, let's just, make sure she didn't hurt anything, but
it leaned out pretty hard. Almost most of the run. Anytime you dip below like 7,000 RPM, it leaned out hella hard.
Nitrous.
Yeah, too much nitrous.
Hey. And I tell the guys, pop the hood, and they're like, yeah, throttle body, nitrous plate, frosted over, which means that the nitrous has just been spraying. Didn't burn a spark plug, it didn't burn a valve, it didn't roach a piston, didn't do anything. The Link ECU saw that there was a problem, corrected, and I finished the lap. But I was like, it's kind of weird. Why did I do that? Why did I do this? And of course, we find out afterwards the nitrous solenoid had been stuck the entire lap, basically from leaving the line. So we're just so fortunate, because that basically could have been a weekend ender right there, potentially. We would not have had time to put a new engine in the car before qualifying, not qualified, who knows? So happy, so happy. Which meant that we were able to do a couple more laps, all was good, and go right into qualifying.
We need to see how it pieces together with now your approach into.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much better. And then this, I think I got touchstone 3 right here. Just
at the end of it.
Just literally like ripped the vinyl off of that they patched.
I just like how the car's moving generally overall
Yeah.
versus media day.
Yeah.
Especially the nose of the car. It doesn't look as tight and it looks way more, and like look at your chase.
Yeah.
Right? Even with Gucci, like you're able to shallow, drive back in, rotate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think I just need to make a couple driving adjustments for 3 to 4. That's what I think.
Yep.
I'm very fortunate that my team and myself were very data-driven, we're very analytic. We can dissect videos, we can say it was me, driver screwed up, or maybe it's something we need to work on with the car. Either way, we showed up with such a good package, and it felt good that the first couple laps of Friday morning practice, immediately we picked right back where we left off on media day. Solid leads, good chases, already in the groove, making every practice session, made a couple of tweaks to the car, but this whole time we're kind of waiting for our practice scores from the Wally, from the digital judge, to show up, and we're kind of wondering, are we going in the right direction? Are we not going in the right direction? Visually seeking, we're very happy with the runs, but we kind of don't know. Going to the last final warm-up, and I'm like, I'm feeling great. We even did it so it was like a lead, follow, lead, so we ended on a lead, and then we're rolling into qualifying. And for me, I'm so excited that qualifying is back. Seeding has been a thing instead of qualifying for 3 years now or something, so I feel like I haven't qualified in forever. So this being my first qualifying run in Formula Drift, it's kind of special. It's a lot going on.
So far, qualifying day has gone pretty smooth. We had a couple little hiccups, but we got them resolved relatively quickly, thanks to the team. We're going into qualifying now, so Matt's feeling real confident and the car's feeling good, so we should have a good time.
Qualifying, of course, the nerves are there, but they're not nerves. They're like just excitement. I'm excited, robot judge. I'm excited, my laps are good. I don't have to push hard. The game plan, like all the other drivers, get one in the book, then go hard. Let's do that. And even my take it easy average run, I know it's a pretty high level run. So I'm not worried about it at all.
That field of luck down, this is where it begins. And that field, he knows he can get it done. A lot of eyeballs on him in that Borla Performance Corvette. Wave visuals. Gets out there. Outside zone 3, 4. Top 5. Gets out there. Keeps it off the wall. Into 6. Coasts into 7. So let's see that angle. Let's see that style. The beast from the bay. That was good.
Finish, and I'm like, dude, that was a good lap. And Chow was like, solid, dude, smooth, locked in, good angle, good line, perfect. And the score comes back, and I don't know what it was, but it was super, super low, 78 or something like that, right? And I knew all scores were relatively low, which is okay, that's all right. But our score being a 78, put us in 10th or 12th right away. I think the highest score at that point might have been like an 82 or something. I couldn't understand. And we watched some runs, and we didn't get our run breakdown precisely because it wasn't working in the live stream. And not that they were going off the live stream, because the live stream kind of has like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 fill. But we didn't really get that information on our run, so that was strange.
Just want to understand the score, But that's what this is all about. The run felt good, just what I needed to do. Cautious put a good run on the board. I felt great, 4 and 5. Yeah, it's really good.
79.23, putting him back in 10th place. That's a position he is not used to.
And then we didn't get the score breakdown between the runs, so that was kind of strange. But Chow, my spotter, was kind of talking to the person who runs Race Data Labs, Michael, to kind of understand what the Wally was spitting out, and we kind of got some info, but obviously it wasn't like a formal page of anything. So we're kind of left like, well, what do we do? What do we do? We watch other qualifying runs and we try to say who got the best score, and we'll go off of that. So it was then determined like, all right, it looks like instead of digital judge taking points away from touching the wall, it seems like they were rewarding that. And we're like, okay, let's do that. So I went and I touched every single wall. And then we got our score 81 or whatever it might be, putting us in 14th place for the day. And I still don't exactly know. It's not like I'm saying it's wrong, because we have gotten the score breakdown for line and angle. Oh, and then just so you guys know, the judges, the 3 human judges, are giving a style score, 0 to 20, right? So you have line, angle, 40, 40, 20 from the human judges, which is great. I think the human judges have to judge style for sure. But I wasn't understanding the line score. I watched the clip of my overhead, and I'm like, the only way I could be closer in the zone is if I'm touching the wall, but then I get like a 87% fill. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm not too sure. I think there's a lot to learn with this thing. I think there's a lot to, maybe we need to measure this car or that car. And I think my car is one of those cars where I'm just not too sure of how do I drive to make sure this thing is happy? And that is something that I definitely need to figure out. But overall, I'm like, all right, we're feeling good. Our corner of the bracket's not the worst one. Position is what it is. There was definitely some strange stuff going on, like GPS glitches as we went under the bridge, so that's kind of a bummer. And then some places where GPS dropped out altogether on some drivers' score, so they got like a 0 even though they were 100% in the zone, so then they had to get points given manually after the fact off of eyes. It was a bit of a mess, but we made it through qualifying, and honestly, qualifying is just qualifying. The only thing that matters is battle. Dylan is one of the boys. He's one of the homies. I love that guy. He's a great driver. He's an amazing fabricator, does all of his stuff himself with his own crew, small, awesome crew, people that I've known for a long time. I respect everything that he's done, and I love his car, and I love how he drives. It's just a great dude. But, none of that matters. Not even 1% of that matters when the helmet's on and the visor goes down. If I have to ask myself, is this going to be a hard or an easy battle? In this instance, I knew we had the bases covered. I didn't have to drive 10 tenths. I would just be able to hit my marks and get the win. Not easily. I had to drive perfect. I couldn't make a mistake, but I didn't need to push outside of my comfort zone. Going into battle, you know, I do the same thing every time. I get into the burnout box and I drive my car like I'm playing a musical instrument. I get in the groove. The revs are consistent, the front tire scrub is consistent, how you feel the front tire temps come up through the steering wheel, how you feel the rear tires finally start to get in and get comfortable to its comfortable temperature and really start to bite. You warm up the brakes, you pull up to the line, you give Sopa the thumbs up, and you wait for the lights to extinguish and you leave as hard as you possibly can. And you don't look in your mirrors, you don't look out the side window, you just run it hard. Throwing it into the first corner, I knew I really needed to make sure I worked on picking up the first inside zone. I don't really know how the judges are even judging things in battle, but I do know my goal is to just hit my marks. That's all I care about. Hit my marks, be close to the wall, keep your right foot to the floor.
Field versus Dylan the Dozer Hughes going to that third outside zone under the bridge. Tit for tat. Tuck it into the pocket. It's Dylan the Dozer Hughes. Look at the Borla Performance GT Radial Heat Wave Corvette. Yes, sir. Both these guys rocking the heat waves, feeling the heat wave. It's a beautiful day to throw on the heat wave shades. Maybe even the brand new Colby Raha model or the ones that don't scratch. Yeah, take a look. Feel the heat wave, baby.
Something that the judges told me I needed to work on was being on power, driving out to 3 instead of pedaling it. I think we did a better job making those little tweaks on that. Big on throttle transition, filling zone 4, zone 5, all the way out to the wall. Angle locked in. Something also that I'm working on is not making adjustments as you're going from zone to zone. Last outer zone, big snappy against the wall, pick up the throttle early, finish. One thing that my boys were telling me to work on was not slipping the clutch a bunch around the last corner because I was making the belt slip. So that was one thing that was going through my head, come across the finish line and just be consistent on picking up the throttle. Don't be jerky with your inputs. And I feel like when you watch my run, when you watch the in-car, when you watch the outside, when you watch the live stream, what I was trying to do, I think we executed really well on, because the run was smooth, it wasn't bonkers and bananas, it was just this close to every single wall, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. So as we finish the run, first thing Chow does is get on the radio and kind of gives me the information of how hard I'm going to have to push. He says, great lead run, checked all the boxes. He was there. He wasn't super close. He didn't apply a ton of pressure. He was 1.5 to 2 cars back the entire course and never really pushed you. All you gotta do is be there. So that I know what that means. That means put 1 car gap between us two, drive aggressively and attack when it's safe, but don't think that you gotta push him around the entire track to win this battle. And I think that Chow also knew our lead run was so much better that he's taking this into account. If my lead run might have been kind of crap, then he would say, yo, you gotta crank it up. But because my lead run was executed to plan and Dylan had a solid, very consistent chase, we knew what we had to do. Be there, pressure him, let him make the mistake. That's all.
Matt Field, chase him down there. You can see him pulling up to the line. Dylan Hughes, that Royal Purple O'Reilly Auto Parts, BMW. He's on GT radials, both these guys on GT radials. So both on Heatwave, both on GT. And let's see how the Dozer throws down. Dylan the Dozer Hughes out front. Matt Field, he's gonna apply the pressure. Again, I feel like this is Field season, man. He just seems to be in a cool, calm place. And there we go in the third outside zone, cutting through the smoke. Big angle from Dylan Hughes. That almost looked like he was gonna loop it, man. Going into the last 2 zones, brings it on home. Didn't look like he was going to mildly loop it. He was maxed out on that angle under the bridge.
Yeah, and that camera angle is so beautiful for it too. What like an absolutely massive huck into that zone. And yeah, I thought that was it. I thought he was going to be facing the wrong direction and staring at the headlights of a Corvette.
Looking out the window as we're on the run up, pacing, get into my drift gear, huck it up against the wall, And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is a perfect, I'm in an optimal position right now. We go to pick up the throttle to drive through the inner zone. I'm like, cool, this is good. As we go out to zone 3, I kind of noticed that we're pretty far down the track as we're getting into zone 3, which means we're kind of getting into it a little bit late. I'm like, okay, this is still okay. And I do a on throttle transition and give him room because I know at zone 4 he had been pulling the handbrake, and I followed a driver in practice that pulled the handbrake and I blasted into them. So I'm like, lesson learned, don't do that. He pulls the handbrake at zone 4. Seemed to me like he threw too much angle, like more than he wanted, because he had like a over rotate, pull the handbrake, take angle, or add angle, take angle, angle adjustment thing. And for me, I was like, all good, do your thing, I'm waiting. Let's get back on the right line. Let's make sure you're not gonna spin out because it was a ton of angle, and let's pick up the throttle and we keep rolling. I know that I'm well aware, although we were in zone 4, he had so much angle that I knew he was not gonna make zone 5. And as just the position of his car and the attitude and how he picked up throttle, I was like, oh yeah, we're nowhere near zone 5. So I'm safe to kind of sit in this position as we cross through the last half of the track. Being that we are not in zone 5, it really makes that last transition kind of difficult. Normally when you're sweeping wide, you have the room, but I was kind of pinched on the inside because he was on the inside, so it was a little bit of a difficult transition. But we got through the track, I applied pressure, and crossing the finish line, I'm like, okay, that's good, that's everything we needed to do. He was so far offline in zone 5, I think the judges will see that I did everything that I could to regain proximity, put myself in a good position, continue pushing, fight, finish the run strong. I'm like, we're good. We're good.
Both these guys know what to expect, both looking forward, fixated, eyes on the prize.
Chow basically says, yeah, we should be good. We should be fine. Not, hey boys, get ready for it one more time. Like he can tell, you know, where we're leaning. But all this is happening in the first 30 seconds, right? And I'm like, I feel good. Car felt good, it made it through. No weird things happened. I like, in the chase, I put my car where I wanted to. In the lead, I put my car where I wanted to. 2 good runs. So I think we're fine. Knowing from the driver's seat how far off of zone 5 he was, I was just like, there's no way he could win this battle. There's no way we could lose this battle when you are so far off course. Or so far off of the desired line, right? So I'm like, never in a minute, the only thought in my mind is, cool, we got this. How can we do better for the next battle? 1 minute goes by, and normally at this point I'm like getting the itch and I want to ask Chow what's going on, but I know they're reviewing the side-by-side. I know, it's fine. I'm like, they'll see him off course, there's no problem. I don't need to pull out my phone, I don't need to tell anybody anything. Like they're watching the replay, obviously, right? This is taking this long. Then another minute goes by and I don't even think I keyed up to Chow. I think I was just like, what the heck is going on? Why, what is going on? And then I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time before the call came through. And I don't quite know what was going on up there. I don't know, was there a problem with the Wally? Was there just the need from the judges to rewatch the run a bunch just to be sure that they saw everything? I don't know. I don't know what's going on up there, but I know the decision's taking really, really long.
So spending some time deliberating on the outcome of this, and I think it is absolutely justified. We got 2 clean runs, kept it off the wall, kept it off each other's vehicle. Which way is it going? One more time, Dylan Hughes, and Dylan Hughes, the dozer, gets the win.
What just happened?
What?
Matt Field, he's unarguably a competitor for the championship in 2026.
What just happened?
Did I up somewhere, guys? What the How am I supposed to follow that? Dude, he totally over-rotated, caught the car, and I, of course, was reacting to that.
What does his data and time say?
As soon as we get the decision and it's Dylan, my reaction is, what just happened? My first thing that I ask is like, did I screw up? Did I think that my lead run was great and maybe I didn't? Did I think that my chase run was good, but maybe I was super shallow and driving straight and I just didn't feel that? Like, that was my first question. What did I do to lose this battle for us, guys? And they're like, nothing. My boys are very honest. They're very brutal. They will tell me that it was you, and they did not tell me. Don't win the battle, he will find a way to tell us, no, this is why we lost, and this is what we need to learn, and this is what we should have done better. But in this instance, it wasn't that. This instance, it was something's up. Chow says, something happened, something's wrong, you need to get up here. And I'm like, what could have happened? What's wrong? I am never one to storm the judges' tower. I will be like, I will talk to those guys after the event, or in this case, it being 32, if there's time between, cool, but probably not, we'll talk to them at the end, like, what can you do? And Chow just like, no, you need to get up here and we need to talk to these guys and we need to understand what just happened because something strange happened. We go up there and I'm like, we need to talk. The judges voted as followed. Robbie Nishida, one more time. Brian Egger, Dylan, Reese, Dylan. Got it. As soon as we go up there, Robbie throws his hands up. I voted one more time, don't blame me. Like, that was the first thing that he said. It's not me, bro, it's not me you're looking for. I voted one more time. And I knew that. I wanted to talk to Reese and Brian. And my first question is just like, please tell me why I lost. I'm not looking for reason as to why I won. I just want you to say, Dylan was the winner because. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. I basically said, why did I lose and why did he win? Lay it on me. Leaving the tower and not having any clarification on why the outcome of the battle went the way that it did was a bummer.
I was trying to figure out exactly what happened. And they're the ones that admitted, we fucked up. We didn't register Dylan's measurements correctly. Why didn't you watch? I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it on the replay.
That's not an excuse.
Are you fucking?
Yeah.
They replayed
Everyone in this whole place around the world saw that.
Right.
And I was like, okay, what about Dylan's angle and his mistake coming out of 4? And then they go, well, you know, the Wally sometimes it spikes the angle and then it sometimes doesn't work. And then, oh, that should have been an opportunity for Matt to gain better proximity.
No, you don't crash.
Yeah.
I will say this, every time somebody chased us, even a cheeseball driver, they had a pretty damn good chase because I was in every f***ing zone.
Right.
The transition was great. What's crazy is Reese is basically saying, when Dylan f***ed up, he's giving you the opportunity, like, you f***ed up by the mistakes. Then Dylan f***ed up, opened the door for you, and you were able to capitalize and get in there. Like, that was him giving that to you. Like, Reese, we're in the middle of the track. You know how hard it is to drift in the middle of the track?
Saying that you took advantage of that? Or
Yes, and it was good that I took advantage of it.
Okay, great. So why is that going against you?
So he
Right.
I don't know.
So you go, hey, so where exactly did I fuck up?
Yeah.
Right.
And this is what I asked him. Where's the ups on my lead? They're like, oh, well, maybe you didn't. Well, I mean, maybe I think you maybe ran.
But none of those are
maybe
mistakes. Those are things you could have done a little bit better, but none of them are mistakes.
Totally. Yes.
He made multiple mistakes.
I asked a couple different people within Formula Drift and the judges, what's the process for using the robot judge for Tandem? Like, what was told to you? Are you supposed to just judge on your eye? Or are you supposed to judge on your eye and then if something happens, use the robot? Or are you supposed to use the robot and use the data and what you saw and the live stream? What's the process? What is the standardization? What is the standard process that you guys are supposed to judge with? Because it's different this year. And the answer that I got is that there is no standard process. That's weird that we don't have that.
I know they use it in Europe and it's pretty successful. They have very little complaints. Here, for the first time out of the box, in my opinion, it just seems like it needs a lot of work. like they got to do a lot more testing, and it needs to be rethought before the next event.
I was hoping that the human aspect, together with the data, would have shown who the true winner is, but I think it did just the opposite.
It is unfortunate that we only had one battle opportunity to kind of see how the system worked. It is unfortunate for both ends that we didn't really get the opportunity to either figure it out throughout practice or on media day, but at the end of the day, it's a learning curve for everyone. Just having one battle, it's unfortunate that we didn't really get to explore it. It's hard to say if it's good or bad yet, because we really hope to go to Atlanta and get a really good opportunity to go through some real battles and see what's going on with it.
And at this point, I kind of want to understand, not, hey, I was wronged, this is why, but what were the processes that went down that allowed us to get to this result? Because at this point, all I want to do is figure out how to never let this happen again, and what do I need to do to ensure that? Is it a me thing or is it a Formula Drift thing? I still don't know. So incredibly fortunate, so incredibly thankful, all of my partners and all of the fans, and thank you guys for your support. I heard you, I saw you, and I know we'll be back stronger.